Hey, what is going on, guys? Today I'm sharing with you 5 brand new F1 Assetto Corsa track extensions that if you are an F1 fan, you definitely need to have. As always, these are made by the fantastic Pyre over on his Patreon page. I'm not going to waste any time. Let's just jump right in to the first track. Picking up where we left off a couple months ago, this is Suzuka, of course home to the Japanese GP and some very pretty liveries, most notably probably in my opinion the white and Red Bull. Of course, Suzuka is a fantastic track, 5.8 kilometers long. The Pyre extension has 36 pits, so if you do want to do some other kinds of racing around here, you are able to as well. This extension adds the tag Heuer clock and the end of the pit lane, as well as all of the 2025 billboards and sponsors and everything dotted around the track. It has an updated podium, some updated pit names for all the drivers above the garages, and a new VAO patch and a new curb at turn 9 as well. So lots of good little updates. This is for the Reboot Team version of the track. It is a laser scanned conversion from ACC, so definitely super duper high quality, and this just adds to it even more. You can check this one out on Pyre's Patreon in the description below. Whenever we get these Reboot Team tracks, it's always a joy to add the extensions to them. Next, we go to what has been for the last few years the season opener, but now has been shuffled back into the kind of beginning, middle-ish of the season. This is Bahrain. This is the 3.0 version of the extension. Unlike last year, I'm pretty sure there is only one version for this extension. It is for the Fenner version of the track. So if you don't have it installed for whatever reason, be sure you do so. It is a very high quality track, and the Pyre extension, like a few of other Fenner's tracks that we use, has just elevated even more. 5.4 kilometers. Once again, it has 36 pits, so if you want to do some kind of endurance racing around here and things like that, you are able to do so. This does add, of course, the tag Heuer clock at the end of the pit lane, all of the 2025 sponsors, as well as a new VAO patch, a Rain FX implementation if you want to simulate it raining in Bahrain for some reason, as well as a few different things with the track surface and the brake markers dotted around the turns. So a very nice update to the Fenner version of the track, so definitely one to install. Next up, we move to the not as good Middle Eastern race. This is the Jeddah Saudi Arabia GP, the Jeddah Corniche circuit. This is using the Chicky Freaky version of the track. I'm sure you have it if you have Pyre's previous Jeddah extensions, but definitely make sure that you do have it downloaded. This does add all of the 2025 sponsor boards dotted around the track, a new VAO patch, but it does also add some curbs spotted around, some new brake markers and sponsors, as well as some blue lines on the track surface. I don't think I've spotted those, but if you do know what that is referring to, let me know. But that has been added in this year's version. So the Chicky Freaky version of this track is very high quality. So very nice to have the Pyre extension to bring it up to spec, especially with all of the artwork dotted around the track and things like that. Next up, for better or worse, we have the first U.S. race of the season, of course, the Miami GP. Once again, home to some very pretty, beautiful-looking special liveries like the pink V-car, but also some super stinkers like the blue Ferrari again. But regardless, this is a actual custom-made track by Pyre, so only one file to install for this one, and quite a bit has been done to it. it. We do have some issues that have been fixed with the road mesh, I believe it was, but as well, we do have all of the 2025 updates, of course, that you would expect. So definitely a very, very nice track, especially for being a complete scratch-built circuit. Pyre has done an amazing job, and it's only gotten better year after year. So definitely one to download. Miami International Autodrome is definitely not the most interesting track. I do kind of think it has a little bit of charm to it. The kind of final sector basically is interesting, to say the least. Definitely not very good for racing, but it's a little technical at least, so that's pretty cool. But regardless, it is definitely a pretty sterile layout, but a cool atmosphere, I guess. So definitely, if you are interested, one to check out. Now we head over to Italy for Imola, the Emilia-Romagna del Made in Italy, whatever. The Emilia-Romagna GP, 4.9 kilometers long. This track does have 38 pits, so if you do want to do some WEC around here, you are able to do so. However, Pyre has also made the WEC version just a couple days, weeks before, so if you do want that, truth be told, you should probably just get it from that. You do have two different track options. The video you're seeing here is the Fenner version of Imola. That's probably what I would recommend, but if you do want to use the default Kunos version, you can as well. This extension has, of course, added all of the 2025 fixings that you've come to expect. He has added a new VAO patch, of course. He has also added a few different curbs and a few updates to how they look dotted around the track. And overall, especially for the Fenner version, has done a little bit of work to it to really dress it up nice and make it accurate to what we saw in real life. So Imola is definitely an interesting track for modern F1. The racing is okay, but definitely for hot lapping, I think Imola is a fantastic layout. So definitely one to drive around in these modern F1 cars. Speaking of a track that is good for hot lapping, it's about good for just that. It's not much else it does very well. This is the Monaco F1 2025 extension. This is using the Monaco 2020 version of the circuit. So we've had it for a few years now, so I'm sure you have it installed if you had the 2024 or any previous versions of the Pyre extension. It does have all of the new 2025 fixings, as always. A new VAO patch, some updated flags dotted around the circuit, and some CSP updates on the back end. It looks like the track itself is very high quality by default, so not a ton to do here, but if you are a fan of hot lapping around Monaco, then this is definitely going to be one to try. The racing around here, pretty sterile. The mandatory all three tire compounds did not work at all. So I really don't know what to do with Monaco. I don't agree with removing it, though. It's just one of those kind of heritage races I feel like you gotta have. But it would be nice if some of the racing at other tracks could improve, and then maybe we could tolerate 1 week of a parade. But regardless, definitely one to try out here in Assetto Corsa. Monaco, driving around in an F1 car on your own is always a good time. The final track on today's list is going to be, of course, Barcelona. I would have thought that this was going to be the final year of Barcelona, but we're actually going to have two Spanish GPs next year at the Mad Ring, I think is what they're calling it, the street circuit in Madrid, and Barcelona, since I guess it still had 1 year left on its contract. It's pretty interesting. But anyway, it is an okay track. Did put on a semi-enjoyable race, at least, last time out. This, of course, has all the 2025 sponsors you come to expect, but it does also have a new podium, updated textures dotted around the circuit, redesigned ground meshes, so maybe it's going to be feeling a little different. I don't feel like I noticed too much of a difference, but anyway, nice little optimization there, and some few things dotted around for flags and things like that. New VAO patch, some CSP updates, so definitely very nice to see. The main one that I'd recommend you use is going to be the Fenner version of this circuit. They do have one for the Kunos Barcelona, but the Fenner one is just going to be a little bit more accurate, so I'd probably go with that one if I was you. But very, very nice. Catalonia's an okay track, so probably won't be going back to it too much, truth be told. But still, nonetheless, a fantastic addition to the F1 lineup here today. But yeah, that's all I really have for you guys today. If you did enjoy this video, a like and a sub would mean a lot. Thank you for bearing with me. I'm working on the final stages of getting my instrument rating for my flying, so I have been pretty busy. I will be till the end of the month pretty much, but I'm hoping to jump back in maybe a bit after. Lots of stuff going on with Le Mans Ultimate and things like that, so I do want to check that out, and also keep an eye out maybe for some updates maybe on the flying end here in the next month or so. But thank you guys so much for watching and sticking with me, and I will see you all in the next one. Have a good one, guys.